Hi, I'm Kevin Klein, MLA for Kirkfield Park. I want to take just a couple of minutes of your time and update you on what's happened over the last week here in our community and also at the Legislature building on Broadway. First and foremost, we made a couple of big announcements in the last few days pertaining to daycare. And these are incredibly positive announcements on behalf of our government. We're adding over 1,000 spaces in northern Manitoba. This is desperately needed. And how did we figure out how to add those spaces? Well, we talked to people, we listened, we heard their ideas, and then we took action to get things done. So I'm very happy with that announcement. The second announcement was much more money to ensure that $10 daycare is a reality here in Manitoba. And it also allows us to work on some infrastructure projects and help with staffing and such at the daycares we have all throughout the province. The other announcement was long overdue and something that our government has talked about quite specifically for the last couple of months, and that was increasing the funding to municipalities. We know over the last several years the funding has been frozen. Well, and people complain about that and say that that's a negative, but let's look at the reality. Spending was out of control under the NDP. They don't know how to manage a business. They don't know how to manage money. They just know how to spend it, and they just know how to make promises but have no plan and have no teeth to those promises. So we had to do a lot of work cleaning up the expenses. Remember, we had decades of the NDP, and that was a lot of mismanagement of funds. So it was frozen for a little while. Sure, it may have been a little harsh, but that's behind us now because we've done the work. We got the work done and now have increased funding to municipalities throughout Manitoba by 28%. That means fixing more potholes in Winnipeg. That means being able to snowplow more in Winnipeg. Now, that means you, as a resident and as a voter, have to keep City Council accountable. You might remember I tried to do that when I was on City Council. I kept them accountable. I kept bringing up questions. Now I'm looking to you to do that. Make sure you're questioning your City Councilor. Why aren't potholes getting fixed sooner? The money is coming into them, and it's a substantial amount of money. The other thing I want to mention is the fact that the seniors plan was released by Minister Scott Johnson, our neighbor in Assiniboia, and it's a fantastic strategy. You can find details about that one on my website, kevinklein.ca. Now, some things that have been going, I forgot one thing in government. As the Minister of Environment and Climate, I was pleased to announce $220,000 in funding, which will help bring more electric chargers to Manitoba. And especially outside the perimeter, because inside the perimeter we're starting to see more private facilities be put up. And we also know that if you have an electric car, you can plug it into your wall. You can plug it into where you plug in your coffee maker. It's really no different than a block heater. You can plug it in like you plug in your car at night. So that was a big announcement for me. I also wanted to take note of a new business that I got to visit. One of the owners, Kevin, different Kevin, was there, and it was a lot of fun meeting with him and talking to him. I wanted to welcome him to our community. It's nice to have businesses open up here and recognize the importance of Kirkfield Park, St. James, Westwood. All of this is a great area to do business in, and the Dreamland Diner opened about a week ago. It's fabulous. The milkshakes are it's dangerous is what it is, because I've already been there a couple times. You get the milkshakes and the savory treats, as I like to call them. So please make sure you take some time to stop into Dreamland Diner and say hi to Kevin and the staff. It's just a great atmosphere. I stopped by Stella's house. Stella was celebrating her 90th birthday, so I delivered a certificate on behalf of the government of Manitoba to her personally, and had a wonderful conversation with her kids and neighbors and all kinds of others that attended the little gathering. So thank you very much for that. And finally, Love to Read Meet. Love to Read Month. It was on, and I got to stop in at St. Charles Catholic School with a bunch of grade 1 and 2 students, and that was just fabulous. That was a lot of fun. Out of the mouths of babes, as they say. That was fun. I should close, though, with a meeting I had yesterday on Friday at the Grace Hospital. I met with the Grace Hospital Foundation and had the opportunity to speak with a couple of staff. First of all, the foundation is just incredible, doing fabulous work. And I know a dear friend of mine, Pearl McConnell, is actively and always has been actively involved in advocating for the Grace Hospital. And Pearl, I will stand there and do what you need done, and I will help keep that message out there. We also got to talk to a couple of emergency room doctors, one of which is also the chief medical officer for the hospital. Very interesting conversation. Very interesting conversation. I think that sometimes the messaging we're hearing from that's being driven by the NDP is not accurate. That's coming from a stakeholder group, a union. When you get in there and you talk to staff, you get a very different story. So I'm glad that they gave me some time. I was very proud to spend some time with them and tour the building. Thank you very much for that.